All right, hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing well. I wasn't gonna do this, so it's like 5:30 in the morning. I have to go. I'm okay. Thank you so much for those who've been asking. If you can't find me on the YouTube channel, I'm usually on Telegram or on IG broadcast whenever I can. Today I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so I'm not really showing too much. Also still dealing with stuff in the background. I will come back and tell you guys more about it. Just for now, Spirit has me dealing with this for now, and also keeping updating and stuff like that. Just keeping obedient. But now this message is really intense. I was listening to on TikTok, her name is Mel. I will leave her one of her videos here. She's been reading USA history, American history, and I've been like completely enlightened by her work. So for those who are still in the journey, shadow work, decolonization, I highly recommend that you listen to Black women, Indigenous women, and even us. Like, I'm considering that category of Black women and stuff like that, but because I'm mixed, right? I have like mix of Indigenous, of Haitian and Dominican, and then Spain, and anyways, like a whole mix. I'm always in the kind of like, okay, the balance energy, right? The justice energy, right? Especially because I'm here to kind of like, and a lot of us, that's what we're doing also, to bring balance, especially things like, we used to do things like blindly, like we trust people blindly, we didn't, and that's, I feel like a lot of us, we're in the energy, justice, clarity, truth, equality, neutrality. It depends of how you define it. For example, in a system like we're living right now, neutrality is violence, right? Silence is violence, and there's judgment for sure, especially with the truth being exposed. So I was just shuffling and getting the cards ready, and the Spirit just kept asking me. These are like 3 different decks and 4 with that one. Just, I wanted to like confirm, because I wasn't sure what was going on. But the first card that came out was the 10 of Swords. And what I was asking, like the energy is that I was feeling is that someone's very panicking. Someone's very panicking, okay? Because this is someone who has betrayed you, okay? Right? This is also the no energy of like, you cannot trust this person. This person could have backstabbed you multiple times. This is heavy betrayal, okay? Gemini could be significant. Something about your root, okay? They're being accessing your root. Something about your sun energy. So I'm kidding, especially because the bottom of the deck is the Empress energy, which this is someone like divine feminine, nurturing, creative. I don't know, this is obviously, when I'm seeing this, and I'm also seeing this, like a lot of you, High Priestess Moon, ahead of time. And a lot of you, this is someone's surprise or thinking that they can, do this stuff and not get accountable. So this is someone who could be dabbling and dangling in the dark energy, or this is someone who has been doing it for a while and still hasn't been caught. But this is their panicking, is because they're feeling it. They're getting like, either your ancestors are tormenting this person in dreams, but there's definitely something that is going to be tormenting them even more, because I feel like this is someone who wished this on you, or maybe not necessarily wish death on you, but maybe wish like you shut the fuck up. Like, I'm hearing the shut the fuck up spell. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus, send it back to sender, and so it is. I'm also seeing that you have to, I know it sounds crazy, because a lot of you like, oh, this is crazy, nobody's gonna believe me. Trust me, I'm in that boat, because I don't have concrete evidence to the intuition and the feeling that I'm feeling. So a lot of you were feeling the same. This is not coincidence. This is something, it's just that learn to read the patterns of this, okay, of this person. I don't know if you have to be in close proximity to this person, but the thing is, it's like you have, oh my God, I didn't see this. Oh shit, the death is right behind it. I did not see this. And then the same thing with, oh, and the star. Whoa, yeah. Okay, so this is someone who is not going against you, is going against God, divine, the creator. This is someone who is very jealous and envious. It's like, why are you, I don't like using the chosen one because they have distorted that energy, but we know who the true chosen people are. People who are pro-humanity, against genocide, against colonialism, against capitalism, fascism. These are the chosen people. The people who are waking up, who are in this high priestess and moon energy. You can't fool and control these people anymore. So a lot of you, you're the catalyst. Okay, whoever the empress is in this energy, who you've been calling judgment on this. Okay, especially there's some energy really distorted. Again, the high priestess again, and the star. Okay, wow. Okay, I want to go back to this, but this person, whoever this is, who betrayed you in the past, or maybe this is someone who did it in the past and haven't got karma yet, and they're trying to, like, you know, rectify or hide evidence, or yeah. So we have the Six of Wands and the Tower, and the, okay, I meant to say the Justice, which kept coming up a lot. The Justice kept coming up. See, another Justice, okay? And then the Tower, right? So this is someone who's panicking. I'm hearing like this is someone who's scared that you do to them what they are doing to you. So for example, if this is someone who's doing this to you multiple times, right? They've been doing it multiple times, ending your, it could be something, your success, or something about justice system. It could be something that this someone like working behind the scenes to screw you with the justice system, okay, or trying to create false evidence or false things, like that's what they're waiting for, right? Or they're planning or something like that, okay? Or this could be someone who's panicking like that, who's thinking that you're gonna do this to them, that you're going to expose them. So before you expose them, they're gonna try to expose you, but obviously with lies, because you're standing in this energy. To be in this energy, the moon card, and you know, working on your unconscious to make it conscious. The high priestess, you work in silence, right? You do things, and I feel like this person is trying to do that as well, but they're not being very successful, because like your ancestors, your archangels are giving you the tea. They're telling you the truth. This is why a lot of you feel like you're crazy, because if this is someone who's doing dark magic, witchcraft, voodoo, whatever this is, a lot of you are like, oh, I can't prove this. I can't, you know. Also, I feel like this is someone who also could be like instigating other people to like go against you, or trying to defamate your of character or something like that. Yeah, to slow you down, or to slow down something for you. Okay. Again, I'm feeling like this is someone who's like very narcissist, sadist, or something like that. Like this is someone who creates the chaos and creates the situation that you're at. For a lot of you, you're struggling right now with something, okay? This is someone who knows that it's like they're trying to, for a lot of you, like this is someone who like could be close to you, like you have no idea that they're doing this to you. For some of you, they're not closer to you, like you ended something with them. This is something that you completely like transform, evolved. Like you're not supposed to be in this energy or connected with this energy. Now, if you're by any chance like still married to this person, I will dive deeper into this, but I would recommend like you need to create boundaries intensely with this energy, because they're very jealous and envious of you. And when this energy is trying to expose it to you in multiple ways, this could be messages, this could be synchronicity, this could be with a lot of things, okay? Because I see that with the success and the justice and the Hierophant and the Empress, right? We have 1, 2, 3 major arcanas with the Tower here. And then we have the High Priestess and the Moon. There's a lot of transformation that a lot of you are going through. So a lot of you, the Queen of Pentacles, it's very mature and very nurturing energy. You hold, like a lot of you, this coin, you keep it, you know, sorry if it's a little dark. It's still morning, guys. Early in the morning. And I have to go. But I'll come back to this. I'll leave this like this and I'll come back and investigate more. I'm still diving into it because this is definitely someone who's clothing themselves as well in spirit. Because they're been doing this for a while, or they're paying someone to do this to you. But I'm telling you right now, this is someone who is afraid intensely of what's going to happen. They're panicking. I feel like, for example, you could be see this person jittering, or for example, like they could be not themselves. Like they're afraid of what you can say. For example, let's say if you're around a bunch of peoples and stuff, like this is someone who would like, you want to talk to some people without them, and they would try to stay in the conversation, like, you know, or for example, if you're talking on the phone or whatever, and this is someone who will stay on the other side, like listening to the conversation. And even though like people's like, okay, why are, like, you know, this is someone who's scared of what you might say. Or, and the thing is, you not, like, you are aware, absolutely, you know the truth, but you know that you're not going to be in the same level as this person. You will reveal it in time when divine tells you, or there's more evidence and more things are going to be exposed. This is freaking out this person. Like, I'm feeling this person, like, really, like, they know it's coming. Their karma is coming. I feel like they didn't know, or I feel like the whole time they kept telling people like, no, they're not who they say they are, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is someone constantly talking shit, right? Especially because they're intimidated by this success and like the justice. I feel like for a lot of you, maybe you won a court case against this person in the past or something like that. And this is someone who's like had this revenge, vindicative energy. Like they want to prove you wrong, you know? But this is someone like, they have to heal, right? They're not, anyways, what I'm getting also the panicking is that if they wish death on you and they planned it and waited and it's like unavoidable. I feel like this is someone who's realizing like, Father God, how your ancestors are telling them like, you mess with the wrong person. This was a star. Okay. And I feel like this is someone who's like, I'm apologizing. I apologize. Or like, I feel like this is someone who also could have affected children as well. If you're like a single parent, like they were trying to attack you. They're naive, they're ignorant as well. So this could be someone who like goes to practitioners in the dark. This is someone who has done this before, could have done like love spells to get women, or women or men, I don't know. This is someone who does this. Like they think it's normal to like do witchcraft, but really dark witchcraft. Like this is control and manipulation, right? This is not genuine. And also I feel like the Page of Cups yeah, they don't want me to tell you this. I feel like the Page of Cups is like acting like a victim. Yeah, they're acting like a victim. Yeah, because I feel like abandonment, travel, withdrawal, walking away. I feel like this is you. Like you have to walk away from this energy. For a lot of you, it's that. It could be a divorce. You went through a divorce, or you had to end this because it's like, I feel like this person was siphoning or taking your energy. Like this could be like a leech parasite energy. I'm also getting since we're talking about colonization, and please guys go check my Telegram. I'll be updating some of it soon, but the ceasefire hasn't, these people are still doing the worst thing that you can possibly imagine in the West Bank. This is still going, and we have to really, this is what I'm seeing also in that energy of the collective liberation. I'm seeing the truth is, the more we expose the truth, the more is we're able to break a lot of generational curses, and that is our justice. That is the tower moment for the establishment institutions, especially the Christian nationalists, bullshit motherfuckers. Like this is their energy, right? They're panicking. They know that whatever they conjure, whatever they've been trying to do to the high priestess in secret and every moon cycle and stuff like that, especially ending, like maybe ending something for you, your finances. Could be some of you pregnancy. Okay, there's judgment here. And also I feel like all of this has been alchemized and transmuted, and it's like waking up more people. It's making people speak more, and it's like educating people more. So it's like what they're preventing or trying to like suppress or oppress is just blowing up on whoever is doing this to a lot of you, especially those who are truth tellers and those who care. I'm hearing. Like, you care, you have empathy. You're someone who, yeah. But now in the micro level, individualistic level, you have a person or cult or group or family member, friend, or whatever. Take it how it resonates, okay? And leave what doesn't. They can't stand that you always get your justice. That you always get, that the truth is always revealed. Like the lies and things that they're trying to make up in the background about you, it just doesn't work. It just fails automatically. And this is, yeah. Indoctrination, I'm also hearing, is dying. So this is someone who's like, doesn't want to change. They want to maintain this like illusion, but I feel like this is someone who benefits from that. So then again, this could be someone who's like a white person, because we know that this system benefits white people, right? And yes, we all support, we're all equal, and but we're not treated equally in this system, right? So we have to be conscious and aware of that, and also like constantly we have to stand up for injustice, and we have to stand up for the oppressed, right? That is the truth. That is a constant. That is our calling. A lot of us, that's our calling. This is, if a lot of you, if you are doing this is pissing off someone who benefits from the system, who only does things for profit, for money. But they could be saying that about you. Also, they could be saying, this is someone who could have said in the past that you are doing witchcraft, dark magic on them, but this is a reflection. They were saying that, so whoever they're saying that could be someone in the system, in the law system, a lawyer or an official or something like that. They said that about you, and it turned out that it's them who has been doing it. But I feel like for a lot of you, if you heard or you knew that this person said that about you, and you never done nothing what this person was saying, but you intuitively knew, like something in your intuition, something was telling you, like your high priestess, like you couldn't point it, like all the shit that you were going through, all this stuff that you were going, the mental breakdowns, there's ruin, failure, bitterness, exhaustion, collapse, betrayal, deep wounds, okay? This deep wound, like this is someone who keep like trying to excavate this wound, right? Or trying to create a reaction of you so like people will see you in a different light than, you know, who you really are, right? And this is why I feel like a lot of you, you're gonna call, not just you, I feel like this is divine calling judgment, because judgment came out like twice, and then the star. So a lot of you, you are meant to be a star. And a lot of you, I feel like you're not, like some of you, you're like in my energy, like you don't want to be famous, you don't want to, like, I just want to teach and educate people, and I want my people to be free, and I don't want to, yeah, credit is for those who like being suffering so much, unimaginable things. And a lot of you, you're in that energy, like you don't want the escalate or the validation, you don't care about that shit. Like a lot of you, you're that woke, right? And you're into continue your anti-racism work, you're doing the shadow work. You know that it never ends, right? Especially when we live in a system that's like a death cult, right? We also have a lot of people with a lot of multiple demons and stuff that they're not dealing and stuff like that. So a lot of you, you could be that energy where, yeah, you absolutely with higher fund justice. Yeah. So this is someone who is completely, I wouldn't say regretting yet, but I feel like they're starting to, because they're panicking right now. They know now, oh shit, I messed with the wrong person. Oh shit, like they really are divine. They really are of God. They really are like the creator favors them. Oh shit, you know. And I feel like this is someone who they're not regretting yet. I don't feel the empathy, or I don't feel it. And this is why Father God this is why this person is panicking, because they know that this is unavoidable. Okay. This is someone who might pass away young. Yeah, they know this, because they mess with, and I feel like this is someone who like comes from a family or lineage that does this. Like they try to suppress women. I don't know why I'm saying women, it could be men, but I'm getting with the divine feminine energy, the empress energy here is like, all I'm gonna say is like this person is learning the hard way that divine feminine, people, truth, creative energy, you can't, dark magic, witchcraft doesn't work on them. It just doesn't. And if it does, it's only to transform and to give them more gifts and energy, to intensify their gifts, that, and also to wake them up even more. So in the end, this empress is like, okay, continue, you know. But I feel like a lot of you, this person is panicking. They're freaking out. This is someone who's constantly checking, like, with a practitioner or something, like, it didn't work, like, oh my god, like, I don't want to. And I feel like that a lot of practitioners have denied this person, but whoever took the job, I feel like they decided to go against this person and they don't know it. Yeah, so this is going to trigger whoever did this, either to the divine feminine or to their children, or if they don't even have children yet, maybe their future children or their future relationship, because this is a wife. And if you're single, you're meant to be with someone. Yeah, and there's someone in the background trying to stop that, break that, close that, because they're jealous and envious. They don't want to see you happy. They don't want to see you. Yeah. Anyways, I'll come back and see if I get any more, but I have to go. But that's what I got so far.
We have now officially entered the stage where every party complicit in upholding this genocide is trying to wash their hands of it.
The Israeli government will not allow international reporters into Gaza to do their work and to document freely what they see. International journalists must now be allowed into Gaza to share the burden with Palestinian reporters there, so we can all bring the facts to the world.
Do y'all understand what they're trying to do? They're now claiming that the reason they haven't been able to bring the facts to the world is solely because Israel hasn't allowed international journalists into Gaza. But nowhere in this short film is there any trace of accountability. The absolute minimum any mainstream media outlet whose role has been to uphold the genocide through dehumanization, criminalization, and serving as a propaganda mouthpiece for an illegal occupying power confirmed to have committed genocide can do is this: issue retractions for debunked stories, publicly acknowledge their role in shaping a discourse that enabled the genocide, and most importantly, start reporting truthfully now, because nowhere do I see coverage of Saleh's death, despite the fact that these same outlets helped smear him as a so-called crisis actor for Hamas. They still refer to Palestinian hostages as prisoners, even though over 10,000 Palestinians remain detained indefinitely and without trial in Israeli prisons. They amplify no testimonies from Palestinians reporting rape, torture, amputation, and blindness. Yet, they were quick to spread the false story about 40 beheaded babies, a claim long since debunked, while still failing to report on the Palestinian infants killed by the IDF. The list goes on, but the message is short. If you refuse to take responsibility for your complicity, no amount of hand-washing videos will cleanse your guilt. We do not forget, we do not forgive.
Okay. We're going to do this again. July 12th, 2024. This is a trigger warning. We're going to talk about sexual assault and rape. There are Palestinian survivors of Israeli torture chambers and concentration camps that have been released or escaped who are talking about their abuse in these torture prisons. And some of them have talked about how they were raped and sexually assaulted by not only Israeli officers, but also their dogs. People are still discounting how absolutely disgusting and violent and sadistic Zionism actually is and can be. And so they don't believe that this story is or even can be true. And I get it. It's like you cannot comprehend that when you have a soul, but so maybe this video will help. I recently learned about a woman named 𝉢📀🆑. Ingrid was an officer of DINA. DINA was the secret police sect of the Pinochet regime in Chile. Ingrid was known as Woman of the Dogs. Ingrid got this nickname because during her time in the Chilean secret police force, she trained her German shepherd named Volodya to rape left-wing female dissidents of the Chilean regime at that time. Ingrid's story was so gross and sick and cruel that it inspired the Oscar-nominated short animated horror film called Bestia. You can read more about Ingrid on your own time if you want, but this article from 2022 from the BBC highlights victim testimony, which is what I wanted to cover here. This section here talks about how Ingrid operated out of a 2-story house in a middle-class area that they called La Venda Sexy because their preferred form of torture was sexual harassment and assault. And she trained dogs to rape prisoners in detention centers where many had disappeared. Again, trigger warning, I'm about to read a direct line from a survivor's testimony. This girl was 19 years old. She talks about how she was raped by the dog Volodya, and that Ingrid directed the animal while the other torturers forced the detainees to adopt positions that facilitated the abuse. Why am I telling you this? Why do you need to know about this woman named Ingrid living in Chile, working for Chilean secret police? What is Dina? Why does it matter? Well, for starters, you should know that Ingrid the dog lady was a self-proclaimed Nazi from her childhood, and that she grew up in a German colony in central Chile where her grandparents settled shortly after the Second World War. You do the math, connect the dots there. She went to a German school, and she and her siblings were forbidden to speak Spanish or mix with Chileans. She becomes a policewoman in her 20s, eventually becoming a commander in that secret police force in Chile called Dina. What is Dina? Well, according to the CIA document called Nazis Abound in South America, no less, it wasn't just the secret, infamous police force of the Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet, but a top secret Senate report revealed that Dina was perpetrating SS-type brutalities at a Nazi enclave called The Colony, where Ingrid grew up, in Chile. Just some other areas I've highlighted in this piece because they felt important. This one being, apparently it was no coincidence that some of these dictatorships, talking about the Chilean regime at that time, are havens for Nazi war criminals who managed to escape the collapse of Hitler's Germany in 1945. This section goes on to say that Nazi refugees have offered their inhuman expertise to the secret police of their adopted countries and may even be directing some of the Hitler-style torture and extermination of political dissidents. And now the closing statement of the CIA document, which should be of no shock to anyone, they go on to say that Adolf Hitler's 1,000-year Reich may not have perished in the rubble of Berlin after all. Which is my cue to remind you to continue connecting those dots because Nazis are nothing if not consistent.
Palestinian hostages are coming back with no eyeballs. They've been tortured so bad. There is a man whose arm was broken 5 different times. They broke his arm once, let it heal. They broke it again. They did that 5 times, every time it healed. I heard of a gas chamber that Palestinians were put in these small rooms and they would get gassed every day. And we only know this because they were at that prison and they were transferred to another prison. The guy was asking the other inmates, hey, where's the gas at here? Are we gonna get gas? And the Israeli hostages are coming back with PR packages from Apple. Israelis' bodies are getting full autopsies done with state-of-the-art medical equipment. They're getting to have funerals. Meanwhile, Palestinians' bodies are coming back and they got ran over by tanks with their arms zip tied, eyes gouged out. Israeli hostages get to come back and they're freaking influencer. Just the heaviness of that inequality, it's cruel beyond words.
What you're looking at are the bodies of the hundreds of Palestinians given back as part of the ceasefire exchange. These are some of the photos that had to be shown to surviving families in Gaza in hopes that they could identify the remains of their loved ones, in hopes that they had something to bury. While you look, imagine having to stare at the images of your murdered people, all so that you can grieve those you love. Imagine having to see their faces in bodies like this. Faces beaten, bloodied, and flattened. Bodies bound, broken, blindfolded, and forever imprinted with the tracks of the tanks that ran them over. These people aren't in this condition because they were under the rubble. These people are in this condition because they were under Israeli detention. These people illegally kidnapped, held hostage, circulation cut off with zip ties, tortured and mutilated, executed point blank or under the weight of the tanks we pay for. Palestinian families in Gaza gathered in the bombed-out remains of Nasser Hospital to look at these photos, and they were told that peace has been achieved, that the people that can do this deserve our defense, funding, and security. People who can lie about settlers bulldozing homes in Gaza and then use that as an excuse to carry out more than 100 airstrikes and block aid. That's supposedly the nation working for peace. The state still holding a 16-year-old American citizen, Mohammed Ibrahim, in prison without charge or trial for over 8 months. That's the fair negotiator deserving our dollars. Politicians lying to us is nothing new. We see it when a mayor wants to campaign and leech attention from No King's protests. Will tell us diversity and immigration is good for the city, but these actions he says we need are nowhere to be seen. The same man that said he'd work with ICE and follow the law, all the while they're rewriting laws and breaking them. The largest group held in ICE detention are immigrants with no criminal record. You can't stand up to the tyrants of America without acting against their biggest crimes, and there is no greater crime than genocide. This is what's being done to people just like us in Israeli detention. Some sent back with their organs harvested. Where have you seen images like this? Would you go home happy to know that your funding is what makes it possible, that it's your silence is what assists it, that it's your actions that prolong it? We should be divesting from all those complicit. We should be refusing to work with ICE, and we should show it when we say we care about human lives.
Yeah, another thing, I noticed that I said young. I didn't meant to say young, but it could be someone who's like young, but not necessarily young. Could be also someone who had previous family members who died like young out of something they've done in the past that they didn't take accountability. Okay, this is someone who's like hasn't break the cycle or should have break the cycle. Like they should have break this cycle of their family, like break this family curse, which most racist people are curse, right? I also feel like this narcissist energy. So this is someone who has a Jezebel spirit, right? So a lot of you exposing this truth could be also waking up this person. So a lot of you, it's important, like you, even though it sounds crazy, you have to expose it. Even for myself, like I know I'm being spiritually attacked like intensely, and I can't like concretely prove it. But the fact that energy doesn't lie, people do. So it shows all the time, every time it comes back. Also, in the description below, there's going to be other people confirming this message as well, that Father God, Spirit, Gaia, my ancestors and archangels are saying this is the truth. So in the description below, if you need more clarification or confirmation, and I'm sure the person who is doing this shit also is going to look at those videos and be like, what the fuck? Yeah, your karma is just got a little faster. Whatever you did that you were warned already not to do it. Not to do it. You were warned already not to mess with this Queen of Pentacles, this High Priestess, this someone who like literally sees everything before ahead of time. This is someone who sees your 10 steps ahead. This is someone who also saw your karma, saw the justice that is coming, which is double. So this is someone who have done it twice already. This is why the judgment is twice. There's something that they have done to this Empress, okay? Now, for a lot of you, this could be an ex, okay? This could be this is an ex also who likes to project to you or gaslight you to you what they're doing to you. So watch out what they say about you, or you know, this is also someone who's very manipulative, okay, very controlling, and they want to know everything that you're doing, okay? So a lot of you, watch out what you're saying. Don't give this person any more ammunition for them to attack you, although I feel like they're getting a warning that they cannot do this anymore, because if they do, they know it. Like they're seeing stuff. I'm telling you, this is someone who's seeing like intensely, like Father Goddess has already warned them, like you messing with this person, you're messing with me, and it's the end for you. Okay, this is someone who got warned already before the 10th betrayal. I feel like this is someone who betrays you a lot. Okay, others of you, doesn't necessarily have to be an ex, but a lot of you, I'm getting that energy. Like this is someone who is vindictive, especially with the death of love spells and ending your marriage that hasn't even happened yet. Or for a lot of you, if you are married already and this is someone who's doing this shit, like this is super weird. Others of you, this could be someone, a family member, someone that you don't talk to anymore. Obviously, they're not your family or friend or whatever, right? A lot of you could be saying that, like, that's not my brother, that's not my sister, that's not my father, that's not my stepfather, that's not my stepmother. Like, there's something here that you're like, I'm not associated with you, motherfucker, because I know what you do in the background. I know what you do in the dark. I know this is something that they're used to doing, okay? And they think to this day, like this is them, like just watching and waiting to see if you ended. Oh, she's dead yet? Like, this is weird. Is this platform ended yet? Did they stop talking yet? Did they stop posting? I'm hearing also. I hope that if you hear this, that you post more now. Okay, I wasn't intended to say that, but the fact that I said that, it means that you are content creator, and whatever you're saying, it's bringing justice to motherfuckers, not only to yourself that has betrayed you, but they have betrayed a lot of people, and they think they're successful, right? They think that they could be connected to the justice system or something like that. I'm telling you, they're true, their lies and shit. There's tower moment coming, multiple judgment and stands like that. But one of the judgments and the karma that they're gonna get is you exposing them. It's you following that intuition. Even if it's crazy, follow that intuition. I'm telling you. And once you do, everything is going to start. The pieces are going to start putting together. Trust God, okay? He knows what he's doing. He's always known what to do. That's why, like, a lot of you, your first guide, that's why I said to people, pray to God, fast, talk to him to confirm if this is your message, okay? That's your North Star. That's your guidance, okay? And this is why you have be able to, dodge bullets and stuff like that and really go through major, like this is major attacks. This is spiritual attack. This is financial. This is, like I'm telling you, you are chosen. That's how I know you are heavily chosen, because none of these things that has happened in the background to you has affected you somehow. Some maybe a little bit, like a little bit there, like you see something a little bit, but it's not really affecting you. It's not affecting your health. It's not affecting if it's affecting your finances just a little bit, but you can still survive, or you still have people, like you're very caring and loving. So a lot of people love you. This is what this person hates. A lot of people want to help you. This is someone who wants to isolate you kind of thing. So they don't want people, like but they don't get it. Like they're literally digging their own grave. And that's what the message they're going to get. A lot of you don't get happy about this because, or boast, or you're like, okay, it's just justice. This is not, you continue going. This person is panicking because they're getting multiple messages that their ending is almost near. Yeah. This is someone who, like, I don't know. This is fucked up. If this is someone who has kids and stuff like that and is doing this bullshit, that's fucked up. That's really fucked up. A lot of you, if you're, I don't know, because it's always our kids who breaks the generation. Like this is someone's child who we're supposed to break the cycle. You, on the other hand, you did. Okay. So if you have kids with this person, your kids, they are absolutely waking the fuck, and especially if you educate them and you have teach them what you need to teach them, that's good. Okay. Others of you, I'm seeing, like, I don't know, there's just a lot of jealous energy. This could be patriarchy, misogyny, spirit energy, like attacking divine feminines, because, yeah. But then again, it's like they're protected by the Most High. So it's like you fuck with it. Just try and you find out. This is someone who's going to, like, find out. And they're going to be on the other side. So it's going to be too late, right? This is someone who literally feels it, that their ending is coming, like majorly. They don't know, like they've seen it, like they could be getting messages like double judgment, there's double awakening for whoever they've been doing this. And then once this person is aware and they break this, that's what it is. Like this divine feminine needs to be aware of this. They need to be once they're aware and they know and they feel it in their intuition, like their soul is saying like, yeah, this is true, they break the curse of whatever this person did to them. Whoever this Ten of Swords energy, which I will dig more deeper, but I feel like this is someone who like, they know like they shouldn't have done this, but they're not in regret yet. Just letting you know, like they're not regretful at all. They're just seeing you and like watching you and like wanting tower moments for you, but they're not seeing it coming, that all that shit that they wish on you, it's coming back right back them. So that's their confirmation. That too, because you know God is so merciful, and he will obviously give them a heads up too, right? Just like he gives you 10 steps ahead, he will also give your enemies a bittersweet taste of their own medicine. Yeah. So this is also for some of you, if you're a tarot reader or someone who's divine or taps into the Akashic records, so you have access to the Akashic records, especially with the Justice here, you're karma in like living form. Yeah, they really, yeah. I'm hearing the Death Reaper, so this is someone who's going to get a visit from it. Like, your ancestors are, like, intensely tormenting this person at night or during the day even. I feel like this is someone very panicking. Like, yeah, that's where colonizers are always. There's no rest for the wicked. You're fucking fucked up. You try to kill or murder or try to do some fucked up shit to someone who already sees you before you even try, right? This is a coward, too, because they're not doing anything in the physical, but they act like they're your friend or they're with you, they support you and stuff like that. But this is someone in the background creating chaos for you so that you feel kind of like dependent, or you feel like you have to go back to them, right? This is a sociopath, right? And I'm so sorry if you are like co-parenting with whoever this is. Mentally unstable, okay? They need to be, yeah, I mean, this person needs to heal for sure. They need to get serious mental health, serious health conditions, okay? And not only health, like this is spiritually as well. Like this is someone who has that Jezebel energy and they're jealous and envious and they want to destroy you, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, could be that too, could be the destiny swapping too. So for a lot of you, this could be like for same-sex relationship. This is someone who could be like mad or upset that you are into the same sex or something like that. For some of you, this is not for everybody, but for a lot of you, this is someone who like, or this could be also someone repressed. Like maybe they have like, you know, sexuality repressed, and a lot of you could be that, like they're seeing you, that you can be with like free and everything, and maybe you're single, and maybe you have like LGBTQ friends or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And this is someone who's like, maybe secretly, you know, but a lot of you like trigger that in them, like that truth that needs to be exposed. I feel like if they become their true selves, like if they're, you know, they like men, if they're men, if they're women, if they like women, like if they express that energy of themselves, I feel like this person could be like a better person. Maybe they'll have a chance. Maybe God will forgive all the shit. Maybe, I don't know. But I feel like this person acted out of hatred, jealousy, and envy. And this is why they're not going to be here any longer. Or everything that they wish on you is going to happen to them. So it's going to be like a slow, very slow one. Yeah. All right. I'm back. See, you guys barely felt that I was gone. I had a very interesting day. But let's hop into this. I don't want to get too long into this, but this is someone who is projecting a lot. Okay, it's a lot of projection here, but it's like it's unavoidable. All right. Heavy Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy. Okay. Could be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius for some of you. Heavy Libra. Okay. 1 second.
Okay, check this out that I posted on December 28th of 2023. Do you know what a skin bank is? It's exactly like what it sounds. A skin bank is where they keep organs that have been harvested from dead bodies. Do you know who has the world's largest skin bank? I know you know where I'm going. Have you seen this garbage story with this garbage headline yet? The one where they're trying to convince you that Israel stole 80 dead bodies from Gaza of Palestinians, pretending like they were trying to confirm that they weren't hostages. Do you know why they actually took them? Remember that skin bank we talked about? Gaza officials said that after they handed over 80 bodies, which they refused to give names or areas of where the bodies were collected from, there was an examination of the bodies and it was revealed that the shapes had significantly changed due to theft of vital organs. And they didn't just take organs from bodies that they collected throughout Gaza that were above ground. They exhumed bodies from graveyards. I'm sure it's shocking to some people, but to Palestinians, it's not. We have known that they have been harvesting organs from our dead bodies for decades. There's a reason why Israel keeps the bodies of dead Palestinians who have died while being held hostage in Israeli prisons. Why they say they have to continue serving their sentence even after they have died. This is an article from the Jerusalem Post in 2009 that talks about a young Palestinian named Bilal. He was 19 years old and killed by the IDF by gunfire. Like in many other cases, the IDF snatches up bodies of Palestinians that they kill and withhold them from their families. And if you didn't know, Muslims have to be buried within 24 hours of our death. And so that makes the withholding of these Palestinian Muslim bodies not only just cruel, but it prevents Palestinian Muslims from practicing their faith. Anyway, when they finally returned Bilal's body, his cousins who saw him and were able to bury him said that his teeth were missing and that they saw stitches that ran from his chest all the way down to the bottom of his stomach, making it clear that they performed some type of surgery. And I know that there's going to be some Zionists down here in the comments saying, well, they just did an autopsy. But one, autopsies are not allowed without family consent. And two, if you watch a man die because you shot him, why do you need an autopsy? And the weirdest part of it all is that when the body was given back to Bilal's family, the army ordered that they bury the body as quickly as possible and demanded it be in the middle of the night. Anyway, this isn't just a theory. This is something that has actually come out as fact. Here's a post from The Guardian back in 2009 where an Israeli doctor admits to illegally harvesting organs without family consent from Palestinians. They have admitted to harvesting everything from organs to skin to eyes and bones. This Israeli doctor talks about how they would not remove the entire eye from dead Palestinians. They would just remove the cornea and then close the eye back. And then he goes on to say that they removed skin from the backs of dead Palestinians, which would then be given to Israeli soldiers that suffered from burns. And that families would never discover the theft of that skin because they wouldn't turn their loved ones over to see the missing skin on their backs. And he goes on to say that bones, especially the long ones and parts of the heart, were also regularly stolen. I'm going to show you a really creepy interview with a woman named Mira Weiss, who is an anatomist in Jerusalem, where she talks about the illegal harvesting of organs from dead Palestinians and also dead migrant workers.
נוגעים, משאירים שלם את החייל, מאוד חשוב, אבל לוקחים מאחרים. ממי? אז עכשיו השאלה מי, ותדמיינו ממי לוקחים. בתקופות מסוימות לקחו מפלסטינאים, ואחר כך זה היה עולים חדשים, עובדים זרים. זה נחשב...
And while Israel has claimed that they stopped illegally harvesting organs in the 1990s, they're absolutely still doing it. An investigation led by CNN in 2008 has tagged Israel as the largest hub in the world for illegal global trade in human organs. High statistics of rape, sexual violence, child pedophilia, and organ harvesting. That's what you stand for when you say you stand with Israel.
If you've heard about the fake Israeli propagandist social media influencers, these D-bags right here, especially this one right here, who I know personally, check this shit out. His name's Jeremy Abramson. I actually know him from Miami. I used to live there. He actually lived with me for a little while before I knew about all this kind of bullshit and like what a scumbag he is. Actually is a scumbag. He crashed my car in a parking garage and then was a total pain in the ass to pay for it. Shocker. And check this shit out. So I saw him online. He actually blocked me in my personal account a while ago because I was calling out this shit on Instagram. And on my other company account, my Aurea page, I just had to go check out, see what he was up to lately, because I knew it was going to be some shenanigan bullshit. So this video right here, which you'll see here in a second, is a clip from it, which is just like, mwah, so perfect. He's saying that all of the supplies not getting to Gaza are Hamas's fault, and that all of this food and supplies behind him are being held up by Hamas. Now, think about this, which is so absurd and hilarious that he didn't even like think to do this, or like he didn't think it would be so obvious that like if he's walking around in this supply zone held by Hamas, wouldn't Hamas be there? No. Or yes, of course. Is he really there? No. He's in fucking Tel Aviv, and these are supplies being held in Tel Aviv by the Israelis. So give me a fucking break, man. Jeremy, you suck so hard. And like, oof, mwah, what a beautiful image right there. This guy, this fucking guy. So here, check this video out and you're gonna see exactly what I mean.
And starving. How is this possible? Well, the world continues to blame Israel for this, when in reality, Israel is doing everything in its power to actually get this food delivered to the Palestinians.
Yeah, I just can't anymore. But yeah, send this clown some love, would you? And like pray for his enlightenment and like breaking free of this absolute demonic curse that is the age of Piscean religion on so many levels. It's not just the Jews, but it is definitely these clowns here. So screenshot this again and like send them some love and prayers, because it's probably a lost cause at this point, but hoping that somehow they break out of this tribal insanity. All this said, make sure that you stay in the transcendence of the forgiveness while spreading the truth. Do not get stuck in hate. Do not get stuck in fear. Do not get stuck in despair. The powers that be, most importantly, behind the scenes of all this, they want you in the depths of despair. They want you in the rage. They want you in the angst. You gotta stay in the higher mind, stay in the Christic mind, the Christed mind, not religious, but Christed. Much love. Do well.
This is a reminder that a billionaire is about to spend billions of pounds buying an algorithm that dictates what lives in your imagination, which necessarily means that the most expensive real estate in the world is in between your two ears. It's your imagination. It necessarily also means that whatever it is we are doing as a collective, boycotting, going to protest, writing to people, voting people out, knowing what AIPAC is, all of that stuff is hugely inconvenient. We are asking the questions that inconvenience them enough to make them want to spend billions of pounds on making us do a different action. It necessarily then means our job now is to do what we've been doing faster, better, and with more focus, to keep pissing them off. So this is my invitation to you to carry on causing a complete ruckus, because what could be better than making a billionaire waste billions of pounds when the damage has already been done? Let's carry on causing a ruckus. All right. Okay. All right. Have hope.
𝉑videos killers have been identified and are being taken to trial in the first major legal battle against individual Israeli soldiers since the genocide began. Oh, and one of the people named was a U.S. Navy SEAL. This has the potential to be a major precedent-setting case in the prosecution of war crimes in Gaza. Earlier this week, the 𝉑videos Foundation submitted a filing to the International Criminal Court in The Hague naming 24 Israeli soldiers and commanders responsible in the killing of 𝉑videos, 6 members of her family, and 2 Palestinian Red Crescent paramedics who were there to rescue her. The filing contains detailed evidence identifying the Vampire Empire Company, which is operating under Israel's 401st Armored Brigade, as well as several individual names. The complaint first names several commanders, including Colonel Benny Erhan, Lieutenant Daniel Ella, and Major Sean Glass, a former U.S. Navy SEAL. Sean Glass is the one who ordered the murder of 𝉑videos. He is the one who is responsible for 355 bullets piercing the vehicle that she was sheltering in. Additionally included in the filing are the names of 22 team members who were part of the company who are also directly responsible for the death of 𝉑videos, and those names will be made progressively public as time goes on. Now, the foundation asserts that these attacks were carried out with full knowledge of the passengers' civilian and protected status following coordination between the Palestinian Red Crescent and Israeli authorities. Now, the IDF previously stated that it was investigating the incident, but multiple human rights groups noted that no substantive investigation had ever been opened. This, by the way, after the Israeli military initially denied ever having any forces in the area because apparently the car shot itself. The Foundation's filing, however, contains comprehensive digital, satellite, and forensic evidence that not only confirms that an Israeli tank of the Vampire Empire Company was present in that area, but it repeatedly shot into the vehicle that 𝉉🂀🆃 and her family were trapped in. And the Foundation's legal team has concluded that these acts amount to war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide. Justice for 𝉉🂀🆃, and may her case, prosecution against her killers, may it lead to prosecution against all Israeli genociders.
Sorry, my cat is going a little wild, but aren't we all? I don't know, I find like if a lot of us are saying during this time, it's not normal, okay? I don't know, all I can think of is what's going on in Sudan. I reported some new stuff. It's not mine, it's somebody else's on Telegram. But we need to share and talk about this. So I'm trying to find the time also to, it's like there's a lot of like trying to slow, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's unavoidable, this like ending, okay? This like cycle that has to like just stop, you know? Like justice is motherfucking here, you know what I'm saying? Like this is someone like planning, like this is someone who planned this or has been planning like the end of whatever this is, this Empress energy. And it could be a Hierophant or someone in an institution or something. Like there's something like just ending, like, yeah, it's like you reap what you sow. This is, oh my god, this cat.
People are calling to tax the rich, but what if taxes didn't exist? What if the government is just infrastructure that we all collaborate on? We can simply issue the resources needed to build and maintain what's essential. That means roads, school, healthcare, water, justice. Instead of money and tax paying and bankers and intermediaries, you just have direct state credit. It's not wealth, it's not savings, it's not business. It's just a voucher, it gets the basics done. The state is designed to guarantee the ground we all stand on, and the market can handle the rest. Let's talk about money. Most people think the state needs your taxes before it can spend. That's backwards. Look at the world right now. Most states in the West spend like there's no tomorrow. The state never needed your taxes. The continuity of financial corruption is the backbone of the Western state. From the ferme généreux 18th century tax farmers in France to the East India Trading Company, a private corporation with state military, Lincoln issued credit directly, bypassing the banks, and he was assassinated. The Fed today is a private company, family dynasties that lend to the United States government and take back interest, usury from taxpayers. You've been paying over tenfold for your tax services, and it goes offshore to private bankers. The West built its power on financial intermediation. A small caste has inserted itself between society and our resources. Paying your tax is not funding your society, it is enforcing the power of that small caste. This system that breeds inequality and sends human beings to die in their economic wars. They tell you it's religion. Alternatives exist. The state can directly issue money for common good, and economies can thrive without debt slavery. What consistently gets ignored by Western tellings of their own history is that taxes are used to block you from your sovereignty and make you pay rent to middlemen to avail of the value you create. Taxes don't fund spending. Taxes just create demand for currency. Because if you hold taxes in pounds or dollars, you need to hold that currency. So you have to go to a moneylender. Banking bans and anti-interest structures in Islamic finance show that it is possible to outlaw conventional Western banking. The state itself has proven before that it can offer vouchers through its wartime rationing. Who decides what needs to get done? If you remove the financial incentives, lucrative government monopoly contracts, then public decisions become more central.
I've been to the West Bank and spoken to people who see Instagram just like we do.
Yeah.
And I've heard from people that it means something to Palestinian people when they see the world talking about them, because for decades nobody spoke about them.
Mm-hmm.
And we've all known about Palestine for a really long time. But now it feels like because of social media, we are showing them, the Palestinian people, that we are awake and we are continuing to wake up. And it's never too late. Like, get involved. You can get involved at any point. And to anyone who says it doesn't matter, like I've had a lot of people say, I just don't think it matters if you post anything. But Netanyahu had a meeting last week or the week before about social media. About that. He said the words, the war that we're fighting, we have to fight on social media. They're paying influencers £7,000 a post to post pro-Israel posts. So you can't underestimate how powerful posting and engaging is.
We need to understand the Israeli genocide in Gaza as including within it, as historically is always the case, genocide denial. So there is no genocide without genocide denial. A genocide denial is not a rhetorical act. Genocide denial is operating in the field of policy, it's operating on the ground, it's operating as the targeting and murdering of journalists and human rights defenders. And genocide denial is what enables genocide. In fact, they're two parts of the same thing. It's not like we are talking here about something that is external to what is happening in Gaza. It is the same process.
Hey, I broke my protective phone screen, so it just looks like there's a ghost down here now. I haven't made a video in a while. It's a mix of like, my brain feels a little bit melted, and also what have we not yet covered. So I've just been recycling through some older content, which is good because sometimes it's new to somebody. But I was just going through a friend's story, and she went back home for the olive harvest. Seems a lot of people did that this year, which is amazing. And she was just showing how beautiful and peaceful it was. They were there for a couple of hours. They were helping the farmers harvest the olives. They had a picnic on the floor. And then these fucking settlers came out of nowhere, and obviously protected by Israeli police and military, and just started burning shit down. And they were shooting live ammunition. And I can't tell you how many times I have seen like the juxtaposition of Palestinians harvesting olives and this beautiful scenery of an olive grove that looks so sacred and majestic, and then immediately right after it is a group of Israeli settlers burning it down, cutting down the olive trees. And it just reminded me what a disservice it is for anybody who's talking about Palestine if they're not talking about it in the context of colonization and in the context of seeing Palestinians as the indigenous stewards of the land, and that this is an indigenous rights and sovereignty issue. Whatever you're saying almost doesn't matter. There's been such a necessary focus on getting the bombs to stop dropping, which that has not happened yet. So I don't know what news you're watching, but there's no such thing as a ceasefire. I'm still watching Palestinian children and their families dying every day. But there needs to be this recognition that in order for Palestine to survive, in order for Palestinian land to survive, every Israeli needs to get off of it. because they do nothing but destroy and poison the land. How do you expect Palestinians to live next door to people who are the antithesis of what it means to be indigenous, who their entire existence on this land is specifically to destroy it to a point where there is nothing left for Palestinians to cultivate from it so that we don't survive on it? I have never once in my life have I seen an Israeli shepherd, an Israeli farmer, a group of Israelis harvesting the olive trees or the orange trees, fig trees, nothing. There are an endless amount of videos going back literally 100 years and images going back further than that of Palestinians doing this, of us singing the same folk songs while we do it, wearing traditional attire that is literally thousands of years old, okay? There are very few traditions that Palestinians have carried through with us that date back to the Canaanite era. Tatriz is one of them, and it's something that we all still wear. And the chanting and the folklore and the folk songs are another. All I see are images of Palestinians every olive harvest season trying to take care of the land, trying to cultivate the land, trying to harvest from the land to keep the crops alive, because if you don't know, if you don't harvest many of the crops that grow natively in Palestine, they will die, which is why Israel literally bans Palestinians from harvesting certain crops, because they are so intertwined with our identity and survival that if they die, essentially we die. And all I see is Israelis killing everything in their path. The people, the animals, the land. This is going to keep happening because this is what they do, because this is colonization. And you have to talk about Palestine in the context of colonization. Otherwise, you're really not talking about Palestine. Palestine must be spoken about from the lens of colonization. Palestine must be spoken about from the lens of colonization. Every other angle is a disservice to Palestinians. And it's not hard to understand. Indigenous people take care of the land, they nurture the land, they love the land, they respect the land. Colonizers fuck the land up.
It's the year 2025, which means if you say you're not political or apolitical or you don't talk about politics, that means one of three things is factually correct about you. Number one, the education system failed you. Number two, you're willfully ignorant. Number three, you're morally bankrupt. That's all you're communicating. You're communicating to me and everybody else that one of those three things, at least, at a minimum, is true about you. Maybe all three. Maybe two, maybe three, at least one is factually, non-negotiably true about you. I don't know how to convince you to care about other people. Fascism will come for you too. They don't care about you. They're using you.